Ron, let me tell you, there's been some nights I've made dinner and we sit down to eat and Jameson takes a bite, I take a bite, and I look at him and say, "You want to order pizza?"
Launch sequence activated.
Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. I'm your host, Ron Lyons, and if you think that Celina, Texas is just a quiet little sleepy town with absolutely nothing going on, then you better buckle up, because Celina Radio is about to launch.
3, 2, 1.
Guys, welcome to another episode of CelinaRadio.com. And guess what season it is? Well, in case you couldn't tell from the multitude of signs everywhere in the city, it's political season. And political season is something unique around Celina in the sense that it drives some people to the point of just outright nastiness. I mean, just downright ugliness. Somehow when political season is here, so many people absolutely forget that we're human beings first. Most of us profess to have a faith in God and to be Christians. That seems to go away. And we just get ugly as all get out. Don't get me wrong. I am very, very happy to tangle with anybody when it comes down to defending what I believe is right. And I'll do that without any apologies. And what I won't do is go on the attack and just go after people because I don't like them. And all you have to do is go on some of our silly message boards and you can see the nastiness. But here's what's really cool. My guest today is Jennifer Driver. Jennifer's running for school board. She doesn't do all that stuff. She is such a sweet person. I think you're going to love this interview with her. So sit back and let's talk to Jennifer Driver. Guys, I am here right now with Jennifer Driver. And Jennifer, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. It's a glorious day outside today. The sun is shining and we haven't had that in a while, so it's really nice to have this weather out there.
It is amazing outside, even a little warm. It's like 90 or 91 degrees. That's like crazy Texas weather. A few days ago, you had to have a jacket. Today, no jacket. It's just telling you came in, you're like, okay, I have this little jacket, I got to take it off because it is definitely warm outside. So you are actively right now in a campaign, and tell everybody what you're running for.
Yes, absolutely. So I am running for Celina ISD and school board in place 4.
Okay, so place 4. And have you ever run for office before? Is this your first time?
This is my first time. It's my first experience running for office.
Very good. And tell me how it's been so far. Like, I've been involved in politics for a long, long time. And it's amazing to me. I love the process. I know it can be very tedious and painful at times. But how's it been for you so far?
You know, for me so far, it's been actually a great experience. You know, out the gate when I first, really prayed about doing this, I was really nervous because I wasn't too sure, about the whole process and stepping into something new. But the support I've received so far has been phenomenal. And just the people that are, willing to speak into my life and support me as well along the way. It's just been really seamless. So I've really enjoyed the experience.
Well, very good. And of course, we're not going to get super political on this show. That's not. No, at least let me clarify that. I might get political, but not with my guests. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to ask you a little bit about your campaign and things like that. But mainly what we want to do is introduce you to the people out there who listen to this show. And we've got a very loyal and amazing base of people who listen to the show. So we're just going to find out a little bit more about Jennifer Driver. So first of all, Celina, Texas. Celina's amazing. Do you just love Celina?
I do. I love Celina. I mean, I fell in love with it at our first day here, and when we arrived 7 years ago. It's just been, I just love everything about it. I love the people. I love the town, the experience, the school district. It's a really unique place to live. I mean,
is.
It really
and,
is.
And so you said you got here. How long have you been in the Celina area now?
I'd say we're going on 8 years.
Okay, so you've been here for a little while now.
Yep.
And where did you come from?
So we lived in Houston for about 3 years. That was our first Texas experience.
Can I just say I'm sorry about
Yes.
that? I'm sorry.
Yes, that was quite an experience.
Right.
But before that, we lived in Albuquerque for over 10 years. Originally, I'm born and raised in North Dakota.
Okay.
So it's funny when I say North Dakota, people, they hear it.
They hear it in your voice, right?
That's right.
That's awesome. So you've been here for about 7 years. And just give me a quick idea. We're not going to get deep off into politics in a negative way, but what made you decide you wanted to run for Celina ISD?
So I just, the growth that we're having, it's super exciting. When I really reflected on it, I think that this next 3 to 5 years is really critical to keep Celina in terms of traditions and values, which is why so many people moved here, right? And in addition to this, to really plan for the growth by ensuring our policies are in place in the school district. I also want to continue to empower our teachers and keep inspiring our students through a lot of the excellent programs that we have.
Very good. And do you actually have a child in the school district right now?
Yes. Yep, I have a child in the school district. He is a junior in high school.
Okay, so if he's a junior and you've been here for about 7 years now, I'm testing my Dallas ISD math now, but so he's been in the school system for a while, and you've got to experience kind of how things have gone. And now, obviously, you feel like it's your calling to step up and run for this position. And so far, it's been an okay experience for you.
That's right.
And so that's about as far as we're going to get in politics. Isn't that easy?
Yes.
You're like relieved. You're like, that's great. But if you know anything about Celina Radio, you'll know that we always do something kind of fun too. So we'll get to maybe doing something kind of fun towards the end of this. But right now, let me ask you, so in Celina, there are a lot of things to do. So do you guys get involved? Do you come out for the events on the square and participate in those things?
Absolutely. So one of the big things before I really started turning my attention towards the school board and really getting involved in a lot of school activities, I was an integral part of the police department, the FOP Lodge. And so I helped them with their fundraising, the splash and blast, the poker night. It was just so much fun getting involved, getting to know people, getting to know the police department. Absolutely loved it. Also, we're very, involved in our church. We go to church at Movement Church on the Square. And so I serve in a leadership position there. You'll see me on Sundays. If you drive by, I'm always outside waving at everybody. And now I've gotten people to drive by and they actually wave at me first.
Right,
so
right. I like that.
I love it. Yes.
That's awesome. So you've got these different events on the square, but one of the things that people really like to hear from people, especially people running for office, is where do you like to eat on the square? And I'll go ahead and say the obvious ahead of time. Everything we have in Celina is awesome. Okay, I'm just going to get that out of the way. But what we're looking for is where might I find Jennifer Driver having lunch one day or dinner one evening? Where would I find you if you can just walk into a place and have something? Where are you going?
That definitely has to be the toasted walnut.
Oh wow! Okay, so you're a big Joey Dawkins fan. You love the toasted walnut.
That pimento cheese dip.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Okay, we can be in total agreement on that. Yes. I like that. That's good stuff. And so toasted walnut, and give me an idea of if you're driving to Toasted Walnut, you're going to go in there and get you the pimento cheese dip. What are you listening to on the radio?
Ooh, Christian radio.
Okay, all right. So that's
90.9 is really good. KCBI. I really enjoyed that because it's a little bit of both, with talk radio and the music as well. So definitely like that.
Very, very, very good. And it's one of those things where the community as a whole, I mean, beyond political season now. So let me kind of put that little disclaimer in there. Right now, you might not know that this community is super tight at all, but wouldn't you say overall, Celina is such an amazing city, and it's largely because of the people?
Yes, 100%.
It is absolutely that. So give me an idea. So your son, and growing up in Celina, it's still kind of a small town. I don't know, like in New Mexico and places like that, you know, what size the towns were and things that or the school districts and things that you were in. But has it been a good experience for him as well, growing up in Celina, Texas?
Absolutely. The friendships that he's made have been incredible. And not only with his peers and his friend group, but also with other parents. I mean, that has been a really big deal too. And it's really been big for me because, you know, it's me and my son, and it's been that way his whole life. And, you know, I just absolutely I'm really big on discipline. And I love this community so much. So his friends group, I love that I've given them permission. I didn't even really need to give it. They took the permission to, you know, if Jameson happened to be out of line, I can, you know, Mr. Thomas will say Jennifer or Jameson, right. You know, and or if he's hungry, I know Mrs. St. Aubin is gonna feed him. You know, come on in, and I'm gonna make you boys a sandwich. And
I love that.
And so do I. There's just something so special about that, to know that there's a community of like-minded people that just come together to really ensure that our kids are really taken care of and that relationships are built with each other. That's life. That is life, you know, and that's part of the uniqueness of Celina too, is that you get to know multiple people and you get to encounter those type of experiences and relationships. And I think that's huge.
Absolutely. And so you said, you know, obviously you serve at the church, and I hope it's okay for me to say this, but before we started today, you asked if you could pray before we got started. And I love that. I mean, it's one thing to say you have faith and belief and things like that, and a lot of people do, and then to actually put it into action, because you've known me for 30 minutes now,
Right.
and you feel so confident that you can come in here and pray. I love that. And you, in your prayer, you say that everything needs to glorify God and not you and not me. So I have to ask you, do you feel like you're being drawn to this race to serve on the school board? Do you feel like that's a God thing?
100%. You know, recently, I would say within the last 6 months, the Lord really has just impressed on me time, and more specifically, eternity. And not a lot of people think about eternity. And, you know, we get one life. And when you think about our life and our life experiences and compared to eternity, you know, the Bible says that our life is but a vapor. You think about what a vapor is, right? How quickly it goes. And I just thought, you know, what is my experience going to be like? And what is it going to be when I hit eternity? And what do I want the Lord to say to me? I really want him to say, good and faithful servant. You know, you're home and you finished the race, but also that I helped populate heaven as well. You know?
I like that so much. And so right now, with all of the negativity going on in this city, and I just posted something, I think yesterday, about it, that when you look in from the outside, if you were to just look in from the outside and only see some of this political nonsense going on, you might get the idea that most of us in Celina hate each other. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case at all. We have very different perspectives on how we want to see the city progress, primarily because we all love it so much. And so it's very, very important to us. And in your case, not running for council, but running for school board, obviously that's such a huge deal too. And I don't think a lot of people understand this, but when you see the population of a city, there's an awful lot of children in that population, and it matters an awful lot on how that, how that population is treated, how they're raised, and how they are going to, kind of develop the future, not only for Celina, but just for, humanity as a whole. We need to raise good little humans, right?
Absolutely.
You said you're big on discipline. Sounds like we would be eye to eye on that. So let's talk about something kind of fun. What do you like to do? What kind of hobbies do you have? What do you like to do when you have downtime? What kind of things do you like to do for fun?
Well, right now, I actually really like riding motorcycles.
Oh my gosh, really? Motorcycles.
Yes.
Okay, I did not see that one coming.
No,
All right.
most people don't. I have a Yamaha V-Star 650, and it's
Oh,
in the
goodness.
shop currently.
That is so awesome.
So I haven't been able to ride it, I would say, probably for, I want to say 2 years. Definitely this last year for sure, but it feels like more like 2 years. So I'm excited to get that out and get that back. So I love doing that, but I love serving. I love being involved in different events. I just love being around people.
Right.
So it feels like whenever I'm around and able to give back or be with people, that it just energizes me. At the same time, it wears me out too. So like,
so every once in a while, you need to go get on the motorcycle.
I need that 2 or 3 days of downtime.
I understand. So if I had no idea about the motorcycle, but my very last motorcycle that I owned was a V-Star 1100.
Okay.
So just the slightly bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, just the slightly bigger version, same motorcycle. And that was so much fun. I loved owning that bike. I was probably a little too dangerous on it. And at a certain point, I decided, it was really in my best interest to not keep riding this. So, but anyway, so you see all of this stuff going on with Celina. You see the growth and all that stuff. And of course, we all want to keep, the small town feel.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I hear quite often is that preserving our downtown might be the way to help hold on to our small town feel. As a matter of fact, that's been adopted a lot by, some of these people in their campaigns and stuff. And it's not that they're taking it from me. They feel the same way. So how do you feel about all the growth going on in Celina right now?
Ooh, how much time do we have? I have a long-winded answer for that.
Okay.
But really, if I could try to synthesize it a little bit, I'll try. I think that's absolutely key. I was listening to your podcast with Chief Collison, and he was talking about the same thing about preserving downtown. And another thing, I'm not sure if you're aware of, but I am the president of Bobcat Moms, and I have been for the last couple of years, my third year now being the president. And we put on the homecoming parade. And it is a big deal to be down on the square and bring the parade through the square. And, we've been able to do interviews with a lot of, original old-time Celina residents. And that's tradition. And that's one of the traditions that we just have to hold near and dear to our heart, right? Because there's just something about it. There's something about being downtown and the nostalgia of all of it. And the boys, getting ready for the big game, and the cheerleaders are out there, the band and their peers, and it just makes you feel a certain way, makes you feel invested and yes, and being able to go into the shops downtown, into the restaurants, and it's a whole experience. Again, going back to having that experience, that life experience, right? I mean, to be able to say that you did this or brought your kids to this or your kids grew up in this way, it's a big deal. And so I 100% agree with that, keeping downtown active and alive for sure.
Absolutely. And so we all know that at a certain point, Celina is going to it's going to get bigger. That means the roads are going to be wider. There's going to be more traffic. And I kind of went through all that stuff with Frisco. And I remember when the homecoming parade was a really, really big deal. And whoever the grand marshal was a big deal. Then I remember when that kind of transitioned into, this concert's coming to the Toyota Stadium, and that's the bigger deal now, and we lost that in Frisco. And I hope that we never lose that here. I hope that we never outgrow our small town feel, because it's just such a critical part of who we are and the heritage and all of that sort of thing. So you might be out there riding your motorcycle, listening to some Christian music,
Yes.
headed over to Toasted Walnut to grab some pimento cheese dip, right?
Yes.
And just love it. Am I painting a pretty accurate picture
Yes.
here? So tell me something that about yourself or about your past or something like that most people don't know. Do you have anything that Well, there's a little known fact about me that most people don't know. Is there anything about you that not everybody out there knows about Jennifer Driver?
Well, admittedly, I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit this anymore because now it's just kind of a...
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait. What is it?
But probably the reason why Toasted Walnut is, one of my favorite spots is because I definitely cannot cook.
So there you go. That's why you're a Toasted Walnut all the time.
I mean, besides the fact that it's absolutely amazing. Yes, and it's been a running thing that I've, burnt water. I mean, I just cannot understand for the life of me why I have not developed the skill. And I've tried and tried. Ron, let me tell you, there's been some nights I've made dinner and we sit down to eat and Jameson takes a bite, I take a bite, and I look at him and say, "You want to order pizza?"
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I don't cook either, but I bet if I did, it would be an awful lot of that. So don't feel too bad. You're not alone there. So that's very, very awesome. So you've got your favorite radio station and your type of music and stuff. But what's a movie that you really, really like? Maybe something from the past, something more recent. But if I had to say, Jennifer Driver, what's your favorite movie? What would you say?
Oh gosh, let's see here. I have a couple.
Okay, let's hear them.
I would say Elf. I'm addicted.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
That is funny.
And The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman. Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. That's a really, really good movie.
Yeah, the musical. There's just something to it about just being inspired.
Right on.
Right
on.
Just being inspired to live and try new things and being okay with being you. And I know that's the big theme of it is to be who you are. But for me specifically, I really had to grow into that and say it's okay to be who you are because that's who God created you to be. And really evolve that, and okay to take some of the risks, and okay to step out there, and okay to be who you are,
I like it. So if I remember right, and I could be completely wrong about this, but didn't he play like Wolverine or something?
He did, yeah.
So are you a fan of the superhero movies as well, or not so much?
Not so much.
Not so much.
I mean, my son really is. He's a big Spider-Man fan.
Right,
so shout out to Jameson when he listens to this. He loves Spider-Man and
that's awesome.
all the Marvel stuff.
So do you think that your son will listen to this episode?
Oh, yes.
His name's Jameson?
Correct.
Jameson, how you doing, man? How's that?
A shout out for you.
Got a shout out right here on CelinaRadio.com.
That's right.
That's awesome. So talking about school stuff, it intrigues me when a person wants to run for school board. So what was your best subject in school?
Boy, let me think. It's been many years.
It hasn't been that long ago.
It has been that long. It has been that long. So ironically, I think my favorite subject, oh my goodness, was probably home ec.
Oh, wow. Okay. I like that too. That was an awesome class. You actually learned practical skills.
Exactly.
I liked it. I didn't think it was bad at all. I think it was one of the best things ever. So if that was your favorite subject, what was your least favorite or worst subject?
I'd have to say math.
Yeah. Okay. Look, we're on the same page here. Math almost kept me from graduating high school. My math teacher had to call my mom and say, if he doesn't pass this particular test, he's not going to graduate this year. So I learned a little bit of math real quick, but definitely not my favorite. So I said we weren't going to get deep into the politics and stuff, but I am curious, is there any one particular thing about maybe what the ISD is doing, or something that you see that's going on out there in the world that's like coming into different school districts across the country? Anything like that concerns you? Anything that you would want to bring in? Is there anything like that kind of on your radar right now?
Absolutely. One thing I'm super, super passionate about is currently right now there is a federally funded program called the Comprehensive Sexual Education Program, and it is horrible. It is a program that's federally funded, and currently in the state of Texas, we have not allowed it to infiltrate our school districts as a mandate. However, there have been other states that have, another reason why we love Texas, right? That I do.
Absolutely.
So it is by choice on whether you want to implement it in your district. And that is one thing that I have my eyes laser focused on keeping out of Celina.
Okay, and that's what I was going to get at. So that's something that you don't want to bring in. That's something you want to keep out.
Correct.
Okay, and I don't know anything about that. So can you kind of give me an idea of what was the name of it again?
It's called the Comprehensive Sexual Education Program.
Okay, just add it out. It just doesn't sound good at the start.
It doesn't, and it goes from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Okay,
so,
and tell me a little bit about it. Like, what is it that this
So it
thing
introduces sexual content and topics to kindergartners, to elementary school, to middle schools, higher into the grades.
So as you progress through the grades,
exactly.
then it builds on what you received before.
Right.
So, okay.
And it talks about like open things. I mean, vulgar things that just do not belong in the school system. Whatever you decide to expose your children at home, that's your choice. That's your free will. And I'm fine with that. But when it comes to the school, let's keep the school the school. Let's keep it to, hey, we're inspiring our kids. We are focusing on giving them the best education, the best experience. Let them be kids.
Right.
Let them get involved in the sports program, in the band program, in the cheer program, in the athletics program, in the technology program. I mean, that's what schools are for, is to help them learn and grow. Anything outside of that, no, absolutely 100% does not belong in the school system.
Okay, all right. Well, I can get behind that. I'm not a big fan. I've got a 10-year-old in the school district. And just trust me, just the things that they pick up from YouTube or from sometimes their friends or something like that, that stuff's just naturally going to come about. We don't need to have any sort of mandatory classes where they're learning this stuff that in my opinion needs to be taught from home.
Correct.
Like you said, that's a parent's job. That's not the school's job. So, okay, well, that's very interesting. And I told you we wouldn't get into politics too much, but I just wondered if there was something out there that you wanted to grab and pull in or something that you wanted to keep out. And ironically, it was something that you think we should keep out. And I think that's fantastic. We've got a little bit of fun that we're going to have right now, okay? And I'm actually going to give you your choice, okay? Because this is going to be on video, okay? You look very nervous right now. Okay, so you get to choose one of two things. Okay? I would suggest choosing the harder thing, okay? So you either get to color a picture from a coloring book blindfolded, okay? And then we're going to grade it and post it and let everyone see it. Or you can do the candy bar challenge. And in that case, what you do is you're also going to be blindfolded and you're going to get a taste of 5 different candy bars. And you have to tell us to the best of your ability what that candy bar is.
Oh, boy. Considering I already had... I can't believe I'm telling on myself today. What is going on? I had 2 chocolate chip cookies today.
Oh, man.
So I better go with the coloring.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to color a picture. And you've got to do it blindfolded. Okay. So you get to look at it really, really good. You get to set your colors up. And then you're going to have basically a couple of minutes to color a picture, okay? And then we're going to grade you on it. So we're just we're going to put the ISD candidate to the test.
Let's see if I can get an A.
That's
all right, here we go.
So very, very quick pause while we get everything set up, and then the next time people hear your voice, you're going to be blindfolded and coloring.
All right, challenge accepted.
All right, guys, as we take a brief pause right here, I just want to take a moment to tell you that although it is political season in Celina, I actually have faith in the majority of the community that doesn't participate in the nonsense. They don't go out there hating people just because they don't like their personality or whatever. There's a lot of that similar Trump derangement syndrome stuff going on with the current mayor. And it's just a mess. It's just goofy. You've got so many people on opposite sides of different issues, and there's very little actual communication or decision making or anything like that going on that considers the people. In many cases, it seems like a lot of the things that happen in this town are motivated by things that they really shouldn't be motivated by. And we'll get more into some of that stuff at a different time, but you know, I'm a very well-trained observer of politics. It's been a passion of mine for decades, and it's something that I enjoy doing. I don't like the ugly side. I don't like that at all. But I care very, very much about this community. I have invested in this community, and I intend to leave a better Celina for my family than the way I found it. And I found it pretty amazing. So that's a high standard, and that's what I'm after. So guys, we're going to get back to Jennifer Driver, but just understand there's a video that goes along with this. Take a look at that, and you can actually see her in person participating in this little challenge that I gave her. And kudos to Jennifer for being such a good sport, because, you know, it's not that easy to come onto a podcast in the first place, but to come onto a podcast and actually do something, let your guard down, and let everybody see a more vulnerable side of you, like a more realistic side, not a name on a sign, not a political ad, but the real you. It's pretty awesome, pretty amazing. And we've got a lot of other good people coming on the show, and there's a handful. There's at least two that I know of that simply won't come on the show because they do not believe that I can put my political beliefs aside, even though I've taken great steps, made many promises to not allow my own political beliefs affect or influence the podcast. So what can I say? The invite was out there. They don't want to do it. So I'm not going to bring you two people, but I'll bring you everybody else. And we're going to have a pretty amazing time getting to know all these people. So let's get back to Jennifer Driver, and let's see how this goes, taking this little challenge on CelinaRadio.com. All right, guys, so we've had just a moment of a break, and we went ahead and set up Jennifer Driver. I let her choose a page out of a coloring book. And just for the people who can't see it, the people who are listening to the podcast, what is the picture that you took out of the coloring book? What is it?
Well, I thought I was going to be like real smart about this. I chose Sam I Am.
Sam I Am. Okay, so from Dr. Seuss.
That's right. And he's holding a plate of eggs. But the trick, I guess I really like a challenge, and it shows here. You have to color by numbers.
Color by numbers.
And I'm completely blindfolded, and Mr. Ron put a full box of crayons at my hand, so I didn't get to choose the red, yellow, or green.
So we're going to see, we're testing your psychic abilities or something. I don't know what it is, but let's just see. Okay, so you've got, for those of you who are watching on video right now, you can see that Miss Driver has a blindfold on. She's got a box of, I don't know, what is that, like 25, 30 crayons there. And then you've got then you've got a nice little simple yet complex cartoon type thing that you're going to color. So, all right, whenever you're ready, and I'm going to narrate this just a little bit as you go. So whenever you're ready, Jennifer, pick out a crayon and let's go.
Okay.
All right, she's sorting through the crayons now.
Let's see here. We're going to go with this color.
And she picked a good one. Okay, now
All right,
she's feeling over the picture just in case you can feel the image on it.
All right, here we go.
All right, you've got about 1.5 to 2 minutes, so let's see what you can do.
Okay,
you didn't know it was going to be a speed thing too, did you?
No, end timed? Oh,
yeah,
man.
I know, end timed. Look at that.
All right, here we go. My little eggs. My ham.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Look at you. I think she was allowed to see this for just a moment before she was blindfolded. She got to pick out this picture. She got to choose this one. And so she's using her photographic memory skills right now. And she's...
Let's see here. Is that the hat? Well, I don't know.
You're coloring in the hat. That's awesome. And what color do you think you have in your hand right now?
Oh,
You had to guess.
red.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. I'm just gonna watch and see how this turns out. Okay.
Well, I know I need another color. Okay,
she's going for another color.
Let's see here.
Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh wow! How in the world did you get that almost back in the box? That's impressive right there. That's a reason to vote for Jennifer Driver right there. She can put crayons back in the box blindfolded. Okay, tell me what color you were aiming for now. She just took another color out of the box, another crayon out of the box. What color do you think you have now?
Green.
Okay, I will reserve my... I don't want you to know what color it is. It might be green, or it might not be.
Okay.
It's a great question.
All right, here we go.
She's seeing if she can find a section. What do you think you're coloring right now?
The hand.
Wow, I'm actually impressed because I will tell you this. You're essentially on the hand.
Oh, yay.
That's impressive. I don't know how you just did that. Okay. Are you sure you can't see out the bottom of that blindfold?
I'm positive.
Wow. All right.
Okay,
That's doing really, really good.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think.
Okay, you've got about 45 seconds left.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I know I need another one. I need one more color. Let's see. Okay.
Let's see. She's going for another one. And what color are you attempting to retrieve from the box now?
Did I say green already?
I think you did.
Red. Yellow.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So,
I think you got a yellow crayon. So hold that up just a little bit and let's see. Okay. So we can see what color you got. All right. She's feeling around on the picture.
45 seconds. The pressure.
Yep.
Pressure to be an A student.
Ticking. That's right. And we're going to give this a grade in just a moment.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
All right.
Let's
She
see
thinks
here.
she's
Maybe right
found
here?
something to color there. Let's see.
I think it's the body.
I'm just impressed that you're on the paper. That's pretty impressive. I don't think that my selection of crayons, I bought the dollar store version. I don't think that my choice of crayons was maybe the best. Okay. There's probably a reason why these were just, $1. So
it could be, but this is a lot of fun. I'll tell you that.
You're doing good. You're doing so amazing. I'm very, very impressed. And this is, it's only for probably, 1,000 people to see. So it's no big deal. All right. Now you've got the last thing you have to do is choose one more crayon.
Oh, okay.
And you have to sign your name.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to sign.
This is going to be the best color of them all.
The best color of them all. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm watching. You're probably going to pick a color that doesn't even show up on the paper. Good choice. Okay, that will show up. Okay. Now you can't sign on the part that you colored. So try to find a clear area. Okay. Remember, this is for a grade. Okay. So she. And she signed it. Okay.
Perfect.
So what we're going to do now is you get to gently, if you can take off your headphones if you need to.
Okay.
And you can take off your blindfold. And then I want you to look at your masterpiece here. Yes, your artwork. And let's see how you think it turned out. Okay, so we're taking the, oh, there you go. Perfect. It's almost like you've been blindfolded and colored before.
When I woke up this morning, I didn't think this is what I was going to be doing, but I'm so glad that I am.
You know what? No one ever thinks this is what they're doing when they come on this show.
Oh, wow.
All right, so tell me about it. Critique your artwork. What do you think?
Well, let's see here. I was able to stay within the lines for the platter, which is good. Totally missed the hat.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think, that hand definitely missed the mark there.
And how do you rate your color selections? Did you get the green you were looking for?
Definitely not. And the best color that I chose was brown.
The best.
Wow.
And that's what you signed your name in. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to have this up on YouTube. We're going to post it so that you can see Miss Driver's fantastic artwork. And I tell you what, Jennifer, it has been an awesome experience having you here. I appreciate you very, very much, and thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for participating in this. I know it's you never really know what you're getting into at CelinaRadio.com.
That's right, and I love it. And if you don't mind, I'm going to pose a challenge.
Okay, let's hear it.
To everyone who's listening.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I challenge you to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And tag the Celina Radio Show.
Okay, I like that.
Show us your picture and tag Jennifer Driver, Place 4 on Facebook, and show us your awesome colors. Do it with your kids. I think it would be a hoot if you do it with your kids. Tag your kids' photo. Do yours. Do your spouse.
Wow.
And it'll be a great activity. Kind of bring everyone to the table.
I like it.
So
experience. Grab some crayons. Grab a coloring book, sit down with your family, do it by yourself, however you want to do it. Just have your kids do it, and tag Celina Radio and tag Jennifer Driver.
Place 4.
Do that, and let's see if we can get some fun out of that. That'd be so much fun. I think I'm going to have my 10-year-old do this. She's going to love this. We're actually going to do this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to having you again. So let me ask you this. I ask a lot of people this. Was it as bad as you thought it would be?
No, this is the best experience. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. And we will hopefully have you on the show again. Maybe we can talk about how the election went, how things turned out.
Perfect.
And I promise next time we won't do any coloring. All right, guys, that is Jennifer Driver. So what did you think about Jennifer Driver? She's very kind. She's very humble. She's got a great story. She's very motivated to move forward and accomplish the things that she believes are important for the Celina Independent School District. So if you haven't met her, I would say reach out to her and get to know her a little bit. She's very, very welcoming, very easy to talk to. So do that. Get to know your candidates. Get to know what they stand for. Form an opinion for yourself about their character and what their true motivations are. Now, I have nothing but good things to say about Jennifer Driver after spending a short amount of time with her. And I think you would agree that regardless of the outcome of the race, she loves Celina. And you know what? That's all you can ask from any of us. So I tell you what, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. But remember, we've got some great guests coming up on some future episodes. Well, like I said, not everybody, because not everybody wants to participate. But for the ones who do, we have some great episodes. You can get to know them a whole lot better. But until then, guys, stay safe and God bless.